Hello students, in this video we will discuss an important topic of chemical kinetics, that is methods to determine the order of the reaction. All of you know what is order. It is the sum of the powers of concentration terms in the rate law expression. So rate law expression is experimentally determined. So order is an experimental quantity and it is equal to the sum of the powers of the concentration terms. Now there are different methods by which we can find out the order of the reaction. In this video we will discuss these different methods in detail. So first one is unit of K. From the unit of K, that is rate constant, you can find out the order of reaction. Second method is half-life method. From the half-life values given at different initial concentration, you can find out the order of the reaction. So second is half-life method. Third is graphical method. We will discuss these methods in detail one by one. Fourth one is integrated law method. And fifth is initial rate method. So these are the different methods by which we can find out the order of a reaction. Now first we will start with first one, that is unit of K. Now you all know K is velocity constant or rate constant. Its unit depends upon the order of the reaction. So we can write the general expression, what is the unit of K? K is equal to mole per liter 1 minus n per time. How do you get this expression? Rate is equal to small k concentration to the power n. N is the order of the reaction. So we have to find what will be the unit of K for nth order reaction. So K, unit of K will be equal to rate upon concentration to the power n. Clear? Now what is the unit of rate? It is mole per liter per second or per time. Concentration is mole per liter to the power n. It is mole per liter to the power 1, mole per liter to the power n. So the formula becomes mole per liter 1 minus n per second or per time. Clear? Now we can find out, suppose you are given the unit of K, suppose it is given 1.3 into 10 power minus 5 mole per liter per second. So what is the order of this reaction you have to find? By looking at the unit you can find out. See, it is mole per liter upon second. Clear? Now we can compare by this. It is mole per liter to the power 1. 1 minus n is equal to 1. So what will be the value of n? It will be 0. So the unit of K for 0 order reaction is mole per liter per second for 0 order. Clear? For 0 order. If you are asked for first order, what is the unit of K? We will put the value n is equal to 1 here. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So it becomes, for first order reaction, unit of K is per second. Clear? Similarly, for second order we can find out unit of K is equal to, we will put here 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 means minus 1. So it will become liter per mole per second. So if the units are given in the question, from the unit of K you can find out the order of the reaction. So this is first method. From the unit of K we can find out the order of any reaction. Now coming to second method. Second method is half-life method. Do you know what is the relation between half-life and initial concentration of the reactant? T half is proportional to A naught, that is initial concentration 1 minus n. This is the relation between T half and initial concentration. So if for two different initial concentration, if T half is given, you can find out the order of the reaction, that is n. See how? suppose time t half is given, t1 and t2, initial concentration is given a1 and a2. So what will be the expression? T1 upon t2 is equal to a1 upon a2 to the power 1 minus n. Clear? Now from this expression you can find out the order of the reaction. Now let's check this example. The half-life period of a substance is 50 minutes at certain initial concentration. Suppose T half we are writing here, concentration we are writing here. Okay. The half-life is given 50 minutes at certain initial concentration. 50 minutes at certain initial concentration, suppose X. When the concentration is reduced to 1/2 of its initial concentration, half-life period is found to be 25 minutes. So half-life period changes to 25 minutes when the concentration is reduced to half of its original concentration. So A naught becomes X by 2. You have to find the order of the reaction. This data is given. Using this data you have to find out the order of the reaction. So we will write the relation. T1 upon T2 is equal to A1 upon A2 to the power 1 minus n. T1 is given 50. This is T1 and this is T2. Yeah, T1 is given 50, T2 is given 25, A1 is given X, A by 2 is given X by 2 to the power 1 minus n. It becomes 2 is equal to, it will cancel out 2 to the power 1 minus n. What is 2 to the power 1? So the base is same, so we can write 1 minus n is equal to 1. So n is equal to 1 minus 1, that is 0. So it is a zero order reaction. So this is half-life method. Data will be given to you at two different initial concentration. T half will be given. Using this relation you have to find out the order of the reaction. So this is second method, that is half-life method. Now coming to the third method, that is graphical method. By looking at the graphs you can find out the order of the reaction, because the reaction for each order has a definite graph. So graph is different for different order reactions. By looking at the graph you can find out the value of the slope and the order of the reaction as well. So first we will compare rate versus concentration. Rate versus concentration. So here we are plotting rate and this side concentration. Clear? Now suppose the graph is given like this. First one. Second one, the graph is given like this. It is A, and here the graph is given like this. So you have to find the order of the reaction. Now looking at the first graph, you can see rate is a line which is parallel to the x-axis, means rate is not dependent on concentration. Now in which order reaction the rate is independent of concentration? Yes, it is zero order reaction. So this is the graph for rate. Here is equal to K. It is independent of concentration. So here it is first zero order reaction. For the second one, rate is directly proportional to concentration A. That means it is a first order reaction, graph for first order reaction. Third one, rate is proportional, a straight line is obtained, rate is proportional to A to the power 2. That means it is proportional to the second power of the concentration. So it is a graph for second order reaction. So we can find out the graph, we can find out the order of the reaction by looking at the graphs. Each of these has different graph for rate versus concentration. Now let's see the graph between concentration and time. Concentration versus time. So here we are plotting concentration. This side we are plotting time. It is 1 upon A. It is log base 10A and it is A. Yeah. Now if the graph is obtained like this, that is a straight line with a negative slope. Second case, log A versus T, Same type of graph, but it is of log A. And in third case, 1 upon A versus time graph is obtained like this. So how can you identify the type or order of the reaction from the graph? See, for zero order reaction, the expression is A is equal to minus KT plus A naught. If you compare this with linear equation graph mx plus c, y is equal to mx plus c. It is a straight line graph. Y is A and t is x-axis. So this is slope m and this is intercept. So this is intercept A naught. Slope is equal to, it is given minus k. So it is a graph for zero order reaction. Clear? In the second, whenever you are given log base 10 or natural log A and time graph, it will be for first order reaction. So this is the graph for first order reaction. Expression is log base 10A is equal to minus k upon 2.303 into t plus log base 10 A naught. So this is the equation for first order reaction. We have plotted a graph between log base 10A and t. Slope will be equal to minus k upon 2.303 and intercept will be equal to log base 10 A naught. So this is a graph of first order reaction. Inverse of concentration and time, it is a graph for second order reaction. And the equation is 1 upon A is equal to KT plus 1 upon A naught. So a positive slope is there. K does not have negative sign. Positive slope. Slope is equal to K here. And intercept is equal to 1 upon A naught. So by looking, see, for all these three, the graph is different. It is a straight line graph plotting A versus time. Log A versus time. If a straight line is obtained with a negative slope, it is a graph for first order reaction. If you are obtaining a straight line having positive slope, by plotting 1 upon concentration versus time, you will get a graph for second order reaction. So by looking at the graph, you can identify the order of the reaction. Third one, we will compare for half-life, T half versus concentration. So here we will plot T half, here we will plot initial concentration. One upon A naught. Clear? Where there is inverse of concentration, first power, it will be a graph for second order reaction. So T half versus A naught. If you are obtaining a graph like this, because T half for zero order reaction is proportional to initial concentration, directly proportional. So you will get a graph, it is A naught upon 2K. So you will get a graph like this. So it will be for zero order reaction and slope is equal to 1 upon 2K. T half for first order reaction is equal to zero order reaction is equal to A naught upon 2K. A naught upon 2K, and we are plotting T half with A naught initial concentration. So we will get, there is no intercept here, so it will start from 0 point and 2K slope we will get 1 upon 2K. For first order reaction, see the expression T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. There is no initial concentration here, no concentration involved in T half for first order reaction, that is, it is independent of initial concentration. So you will get a straight line graph like this, parallel to the x-axis. Third one is, if we are plotting T half versus 1 upon A naught, see T half for second order reaction is equal to K upon A naught. So we are plotting T half with 1 upon A naught, we will get a straight line with no intercept and slope is equal to K here. So all the graphs for all of these will be different from the graphs. We can identify the order of the reaction. So this is third method, that is graphical method. Now third one is integrated rate law method. This is also known as hit and trial method. You have to put in the values, calculate the value of K. If the value of K comes out to be same, then it corresponds to that order. So in this, what will you do? you will be given it, some data will be given to you. First you have to check for first order reaction. Why first order reaction? Because generally these first order reactions are asked, so you will not check for zero order. First you will put the data and you will check for first order. Now what is the integrated rate law expression for first order? K is equal to 2.303 upon T log A naught upon A. Clear? You will put the values here. Time and concentration will be given to you. You will put the data here, find the value of K. So first you will check for first order reaction, calculate value of K from at least two sets of data. Two sets of data is, if K is same in both the cases, then it is first order. Clear? If it is not same, then you will try for zero order. Then you will put the zero order. K is equal to A naught minus A upon T. If it comes out to be same, then it will be a zero order, otherwise you will try for the second order. So in this way you have to solve the numericals, or you have to find the order of the reaction by using integrated rate law method. We will see an example. See, following data are obtained for the reaction N2O5. This data is given, time is given, and N25 concentration is given. Now first we will check for first order reaction. So expression is K is equal to 2.303 log A naught upon A. Put the value here. We will find first K1 2.303. Suppose we are finding for 300 second. Initial concentration will be this one, final concentration will be 0.8. So initial concentration is 1.6 into 10 power minus 2. A is here 0.8 into 10 power minus 2. It will get cancelled log 2. So it is 2.303 upon 300 log 2. Clear? Now we will check for second data we will fit in this. K is equal to 2.303 upon T log, for 600 second. Now we will find out. So we will put here 600 log 1.6 into 10 power minus 2 upon 0.4 into 10 power minus 2. Clear? Now this will get cancelled 4. So you can write 2.303 upon 600 log 4. Log 4 can be written as 2.303 upon 600 log 2 to the power 2. So it becomes 2.303 upon 600 into 2 into log 2. Now compare these two values. It is it will get cancelled out 300. Clear? So it is, these two values are same. So since K is same, it is a first order reaction. So in this way you can find out the order of the reaction by fitting the data in different integrated rate law equations. I hope it is clear now. First we will find first one value of K, another value of K by using another set of data. Compare the two values. If the two values of K are same, then it corresponds to that order. If it is not same, then we will try for zero order reaction, then for second order reaction. Now last one is initial rate method. See, we know what is rate. Rate is equal to K A to the, suppose we have a reaction A plus B gives products. Clear? Now we have to write the rate law expression. It will be K to the power X, B to the power Y. We don't know what is X and Y here because it is different from the, it may be equal or it may be different from the stoichiometric coefficient. So these are found experimentally. Now what we will do, we will find out the dependence of rate on the concentration of one of these. So we will check the effect of change in concentration of one reactant on rate of reaction by keeping other reactant concentration constant. Concentration constant means we will keep the concentration of B constant. We will check the what is the effect of changing the concentration of A on the rate of reaction. In the second case, we can find the order with respect to X. Then keeping A constant, we will see the effect of change in concentration of B on the rate of reaction, and we can find out the effect of the order with respect to Y. Overall order will be then equal to X plus Y. So it will become more clear by using an example. See, this is experimental data given. Some data will be given to you. First you will find order with respect to A keeping B constant, then find order of B keeping A constant, and then overall order and the rate law. Now see, first we will take two experiments in which concentration, suppose we are writing what is the rate. The rate is equal to K, A to the power X, B to the power Y. Here we are giving two reactant A and B. We have taken two reactant. Suppose order with respect to A is X, order with respect to B is Y. We'll find the order with respect. Now suppose we will take two experiments in which concentration of one of these is same. Suppose we are taking experiment second and third. Okay. So experiment third upon experiment second. What is rate? Rate is given for third 2.88 into 10 power minus 1 upon rate for experiment 2 7.2 into 10 power minus 2 is equal to. Now we will put K. What is the concentration of A and B for this third experiment? 0.3 to the power X, 0.4 to the power Y upon K into for second experiment 0.3 to the power X, 0.2 to the power Y. Clear? So we have taken two experiments in which the concentration of A was constant and we are changing the concentration of B. So this will get cancelled out. Clear? It will be 4 times. So we can write 4 is equal to 0.4. This will be 2. So we can write here 4 is equal to 2 to the power Y. 4 we can write 2 to the power 2 is equal to 2 to the power Y. Base are same. That means the value of Y is equal to 2. Clear? Now we will take second set of experiment. We will take first and fourth. In first and fourth the concentration of B is same 0.1. So experiment first and fourth. We will write the values 2.4 into 10 power minus 2 upon 6.0 into 10 power minus 3 is equal to 0.4 to the power X, 0.1 to the power Y upon 0.1 to the power X, 0.1 to the power Y. This will get cancelled out. It will be 4 times. So it will be 4 is equal to 4 to the power X. Clear? 4 to the power X. So what is the value of X is equal to 1. Here base is same 4, X is equal to 1. So X is equal to 1. So order with respect to X is 1. Order with respect to A is 1. Order with respect to B is 2. Now we can write the rate law here. So rate law will be equal to rate is equal to K A to the power, see what was the order with respect A 1 and Y 2. So A 1 and B 2. So this is the rate law. So overall order of this reaction is 3. Overall order is equal to 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So in this way, this is known as initial rate method. Experimental data is given. You have to compare two experiments at a time. Keeping one of the concentration constant, you can find the order with respect to other reactant. So in this way, you can find the individual orders of the reactant and then sum up. You will get the overall order of the reaction. Another example is given. Here rate of reaction is starting with initial concentrations are given. So R1 is given R1 is given, suppose 2 into 10 power minus 3 molar. This is concentration C1. R1 is given 2.40 into 10 power minus 4 mole per liter per second. For concentration C2, initial concentration 1 into 10 power minus 3 molar. The rate of reaction is given 0.60 into 10 power minus 4 mole per liter per second. Now this data is given, initial concentrations are given, rate is given. Now we can write rate is equal to K to the power concentration to the power n. Clear? Now two different values are given, we will compare them. So R1 upon R2 is equal to C1 upon C2 to the power n. We can write like this. R1 is given 2.40 into 10 power minus 4. R2 is given 0.60 into 10 power minus 4. C1 is given 2 into 10 power minus 3. C2 is given 1 into 10 power minus 3 to the power n. This will get cancelled out. This will be 4 times. 4 is equal to 2 to the power n. That means 2 to the power 2 is equal to 2 to the power n. So what is the order of the reaction? N is equal to 2. So this is from two concentrations were given and rates were given corresponding to these concentration. Using this expression you can find out the order of the reaction. If you are not getting a simple value here, you can take log on one side. You can take log R1 upon R2 is equal to n log C1 upon C2. So n will be equal to log R1 upon R2 upon log C1 upon C2. So in this way you can, if you are not getting a simple number like this, you can find out taking log. So you can calculate the order of the reaction. So these are different methods of calculating the order of the reaction. I hope this topic is clear. If you like the video, please do subscribe and share it. Thank you.